Welcome to Talker Sports by the Lake. I am your host, Evan. You can find me on Twitter at Evan Brogdon or Brogdon Evan, excuse me. You can also find me at Driving to the Top Productions, who is presenting this show here, Talking Sports by the Lake. You can find me at Talking Sports by the Lake on Twitter as well. We are here to recap a game for the Browns versus the Raiders, Week 4. Um, Very, very tough loss. We're just gonna go ahead and dive right into it. It was a very, very tough loss. Tough loss this week. So many things going on through the week. Questions of Deshaun Watson. Is it his fault? Is it the O line's fault? Is it the receiver's fault? Um, is it the coach's fault? Is it the defense's fault? And at this point, I'm just willing to blame everybody. The defense, yeah, we held them to 20 points, but we couldn't stop them when it mattered. We couldn't slow down the things that were predictable. You could go back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on C.G. Bush. You can go to Quincy Carrier. You could go to Adam Knows or Joe Knows, whatever it is. You can pretty much go anywhere in Cleveland media and find out that everybody was questioning the fact of reverses and running up the middle. Couldn't do it. We're at the point now where on the defense we are backing up Denzel Ward and Martin Emerson on the outside on a speed receiver because we know we can't cover anybody. There's no new wrinkles. There's nothing. Guys are getting hurt. I'm at this point. I'm tired of bringing in veterans to be next to JOK. Get somebody else. Draft somebody. Myles Garrett battling injuries and came up big, but if we're gonna say anybody played well on this defense, it's gonna be JOK. As far as the offense goes, I feel like Watson really did improve this week versus the last 3 games before today. I mean, he was 24-32, an interception that wasn't his fault, 176 yards. Do we really want to blame that on him? We're talking about a pass that hit Mari Cooper in the chest, in the damn chest. We're talking about a pass that hit Amari Cooper in the chest while he was stepping up in the pocket, delivered it in the hole in a zone where it hit Amari Cooper in the chest, bounces in the air, and is picked off. Crucial time. We talking about Ethan Postich out again. Nick Harris snapped the ball early. Watson dove on it, killed that chance. A big play where Amari Cooper finally remembered how to catch the ball, where Deshaun Watson is making a play, stepping up in the pocket, taking another tough hit. So I don't want to hear nobody questioning his toughness. And we get a crappy holding call. I don't think it was a holding call, but it was called. And once that happened, we ain't see nothing. We didn't see nothing else. Hopkins, man, you missing kicks. This 2 weeks in a row now. You done missed a kick. An extra point puts it so we force overtime. Their offense wasn't doing nothing special with the adjustments that we did, but I'm sick of it. I'm sick of watching a team that gets its fans hype every year. We're excited. We got the right coach. That's the only thing I'm willing to say. We got the right coach. We got the right GM. And after this season, and I hate to say that week 4, I'm thinking ahead, but we're not ready. We already looking at the draft. You can listen to ESPN 850. They talking about the draft. We talking about drafting receivers. We talking about drafting linemen. The guys that we got are hurt. The guys that we got can't play. Now everybody waiting on Batman like he gonna come back and be Batman. Well, he might come back and barely be Robin because we got to understand he's coming off a major injury. Why is everybody on this team getting hurt over and over and over and over again? I can't I can't keep watching this team do this. I'm tired of the injuries. I'm just tired of it. We had the best offensive line for the last 3 years. Injuries killed us. Injuries killed us last year. And what adjustments or moves have they made to go do stuff? Jerry Judy, y'all not even using it. Y'all not even using the young man. He gets his passes 2-3 yards off the line of scrimmage, or it's a scramble drill. We missing David Njoku, but he has Cedar Point. Healing at Cedar Point. Come on, David. You my favorite player on the whole team, bro. We can't have that. We can't have that. I'm truly sick of watching Watson's improvement play. We talked last week about his comments about how he's not a running back. And now he's running for his life, stepping up, running in these gaping holes, getting first downs. Yeah, that's cool. Getting 5 yards, that's cool. But every time this man get hit, I get scared. He shouldn't be getting hit like this. I'm at the point of wondering, is having Bill Callahan gone the biggest issue, or is it that not? Is it that, or is it the guy that replaced him? We haven't heard nothing positive about him. We had one or two interviews with him, and everything that you hear about him is always positive encouragement. And Bill Callahan was on their ass. I don't know. Um, all I can say is I'm not happy with the offense, but this wasn't Deshaun Watson's fault this week. If Amari Cooper catches that ball that bounced off his damn chest, we talking about maybe 2-3 touchdowns instead of one and an interception. And we talking about he finally stepped up and put us in position to win the game. We're not talking about the fact that the defense gave up 10 points on both halves, both in the first and second half, and that's how we managed to win the game. We're not talking about all these injuries and all these guys out. I'm tired of hearing about Baker Mayfield and Joe Flacco. Yeah, Joe Flacco was magical. He won a lot of games. I get it. But we're not talking about his interceptions while he was here. We're not talking about that playoff game. We're not blaming Joe for that. I'm tired of hearing about Baker Mayfield and how he's doing great in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a good organization. They won before Brady. They won with Brady. They're not going to win with Baker. They're not going to win the Super Bowl with Baker. Let's be honest. And I'm not hating on Baker. I'm happy to see Baker doing well. But we all know, well, the ones that are reasonable know that Baker wasn't going to win here. We just know it. And if we're being honest with ourselves, as Browns fans, we'll come to the fact that we know that he wasn't gonna win here. He just wasn't. We knew that when he went up against the Packers and couldn't get it done. Couldn't complete a slant. We knew that when TJ Watt stopped rushing him and just kept jumping up and swatting down every pass. Couldn't do it. The run Baker had where we was a play away from the goddamn AFC Championship was great. But if Baker, let's say we win that AFC Championship game, we make it the AFC Championship game, we beat the Chiefs, we make it. I think they played Baltimore that year. It was either Baltimore or Buffalo. We beat them, and we get to the Super Bowl, right? We win a Super Bowl. If Baker Mayfield was playing right now and he was playing shitty, do you really believe he would still be here? Do you really think you'd still be behind him because he got a Super Bowl? Yeah, he'd be a legend here, but you would expect him to keep winning games and to keep doing so. And the entire argument for Baker while he was here before he left in an ugly way was everything got to be perfect around Baker. Everything was perfect around Joe Flacco. The line was blocking better. Guys was healthy. You telling me right now, watching this game in particular, with a healthy David Njoku, with a healthy Nick Chubb who didn't get hurt, not a returning Nick Chubb, a Nick Chubb that didn't get hurt, that we wouldn't win this game. We wouldn't have won last week against the Giants. Even though I'm not saying he playing great, but I'm saying every quarterback needs it to be perfect. Let's be honest. It was perfect around Tom Brady in Tampa and in New England. It was perfect around Peyton Manning and where he won at. And when I say perfect, I'm not saying 16-0. It was greatness. He ain't throw no picks, but it was the perfect situation. They had health. They had depth for the guys who did get hurt. They had great team chemistry. And we don't see that right now. We just don't. It's like they forgot how to win. They forgot how to band together and get this shit done. And they haven't. As a Browns fan, I'm going to tune in next week. I'm going to do my podcast on Tuesday on Open Mic. Shameless plug. You can check us out on Open Mic around 9 o'clock on Tuesdays here on YouTube. But something got to change. Because if the offensive line ain't blocking now, when it comes to the pass, what make you think with Nick Chubb here, it's going to change? What make y'all think that's going to change? It don't make me think it's going to change. And I'm just trying to sit here and be rational about it. Am I going to come on here when we start winning and Nick Chubb is here and be happy? Yes. And if you point this out, I'll bring this up to point it out. I want you to. And hopefully I can point out the differences. But it's not going to change much. There's a clip. There's a picture and a clip of the final play where Deshaun Watson got sacked. And he's got an out route on the left. He's got his tight end crossing the middle. And he's got a one-on-one up the seam on the right side where the tight end is crossing the middle. And they're like, there's 3 guys open. It's his fault. But if you look at the line, you got 2 guys coming off the right side. No, you got 1 guy coming off the right side. You got 2 coming up the middle on the left side. And James Hudson is holding on for his goddamn life on the left. Yes, I understand he's been standing in the pocket all goddamn day making a play to drop passes or to run for 4 or 5 yards or a first down. He didn't have that option. And he decided to run left, run outside, got sacked. I'd much rather see him run outside and get a holding call because they're trying to make a play. Not a holding call. Not that phantom bullshit that was on that deep pass to Amari Cooper. It just looks like once these guys get beat, they turnstiles and they just, next play. It's okay. I could do better in the next play. Coach just said, give every play your best shot. Today wasn't the best shot. Or this play wasn't the best shot. I'm tired of seeing this shit. The one thing that made me happy about this game is when early on, DeJuan Jones got his ass whooped, and you see Deshaun Watson go off and then go talk and speak life into him. I love seeing that. You know why I love seeing that? Because that's the same thing we praise fucking Joe Flacco for. I'm probably going to get a lot of trouble for cussing in this video, and I apologize. But that's the same thing we saw from Joe Flacco. Myles Garrett playing through all of these injuries, still making plays. I'm tired of seeing my corners drop picks. I'm also tired of the fact that this defense don't got no damn wrinkles. Why we not switching Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith around? Why we not running a NASCAR package? That was what the hype was when Jim Schwartz first got here. We was going to have a NASCAR package. I ain't seen it. Shit, right now we look like a Pinto in the front 4 with 1 good tire. And that tire losing air. If we, as Browns fans and as an organization, want to win, we can't wait till the Andrew Berry presser in the middle of the season at the bye week. We've evaluated ourselves and making all these changes, and we doing what we got to do to win games or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm looking at some stats and stuff here. I apologize. An ad popped up, but We just got to make some changes, y'all, and it's sad. I don't know exactly what all those changes were. I feel like when it mattered, the offensive line failed, but there were some signs in this game versus the last couple games that there was improvement. Um, I want to see Freeman more. I want to see him run the ball more. I want to. It's nothing against Jerome Ford, but that Nick Chubb light BS. I didn't see it when we picked him, and I don't. I don't see it now. He's a great complimentary back, just like slow grind, just like Kareem Hunt was to Nick Chubb. But we don't got Nick Chubb. And the one game where we saw the running game look like something where we could be physical and run it up the middle was against Jacksonville. And that's not saying much because they're 0-4. So what we doing? We gonna band together and figure it out and at least finish 500, close to 500? Or we gonna be ass out and drafting Shador or whoever else is at the top of the draft? Because this is terrible. I don't want to be talking about the draft in week 4. We going into week 5. We got to make changes now. The defense, I want to see new packages. I want to see some stunts. I want to see some things. I'm tired of seeing Myles Garrett get held going into a double team and everybody else got their head poking out like a whack-a-mole because they can't beat their guy. Or they only get a sack when Myles Garrett misses a sack because he clearly got past his dude and the dude stepped up in the pocket and started to run. And now Dalvin Tomlinson is getting a sack. Now Zadarius Smith is getting a sack. I'm tired of that. Denzel Ward, you supposed to be the Ward. You're supposed to be locked down. We not locked down. You dropping picks, missing picks, and then can't make the tackle. I just don't like what I see. Last year was fun. This year, so far, is totally bold. We got to figure something out. We got to figure something out. There were plays that, on a positive note, there were some plays that did look good. Jerome Ford running hard. I'd like to see him throw a stiff arm there on that run that he broke after escaping a tackle near the line of scrimmage. The good run that he did have today. Um, I'd like to see some more creativeness in the play calling, even though there were still drop passes. Um, I think it's a mentality change and not a player change. And I think that's for Kevin Stefanski and Ken Dorsey and the defensive coordinator to figure out. I'm so frustrated with this defense. I don't even want to say the man name no more. Get at me during the week on Twitter. Come to the open mic night. Hopefully, we'll be starting to stream more once during the week, not just doing post games. Hopefully, gonna start doing some live streams. There are more updates. Um, but thank you for watching. It's going to be a quick show today. But again, thank you for checking in Driving to the Top Productions, where you can find myself at Talking Sports by the Lake. We have Ravens podcast. We have a Bills podcast. We have a Steelers podcast. We cover baseball and basketball. Baseball is going into the playoffs. Basketball is starting up soon, so there'll be a lot more content as season starts to come. But I'll see you soon. If you didn't get this chance to see the new intro for this show, we'll be leaving with that. Thank you for watching. This is Talking Sports by the Lake.